Hello, for the Zeta Theta chapter from the University at Buffalo, I'm Catrielle.
I'm Huệ Vấn.
I'm Justin.
My name is Christina.
I'm Jinjin.
And my name is Vicky.
And we'll be talking about the art of change. We'll be discussing about inevitable change, impacts of the pandemic, adaptation to change, post-implementation evaluation on behalf of the chapter, and our future plans. At the beginning of the pandemic, the University at Buffalo switched to online learning. This led to our chapter also pivoting to online operations, including technical events, which expanded the scope of physical distance, where we invited guest speakers from all across the country to come in and talk to our members, community service events to give back to the Buffalo community, especially in those trying times, and social events where we instilled unity within the chapter. I had the opportunity to work with one of the executive board members at that time. As a rising senior, he pulled me under his wing and guided me throughout the process of executing and hosting such event. It was a wonderful experience on my end because I got to see his servant leadership style, as well as the positive culture within this chapter. Overall, our chapter did a wonderful job in transitioning with such change. Now I'll pass it on to Vicky to talk about the impacts of the pandemic on a more individual level.
So the impact of COVID-19 has brought immense changes, not only to the way we go on about our daily lives, but also the way we communicate. Students who were transitioning from their high school years to their college years were abruptly told to go back home and to sit in front of a screen to learn instead of the traditional way next to their peers. I remember when the pandemic has first hit, my peers and I had to go home and we learned by staring at a grid of black rectangles on Zoom, or we were watching pre-recorded lecture videos. This caused us to have little to no interaction between our classmates or instructors, which didn't give us a lot of opportunities to grow interpersonally. This lack of communication and interaction between our peers now translates to professional settings, as now we are in the next recruiting cycle, but we are having trouble deeply connecting with other professionals. To combat this problem, we will now speak about how we plan to help students with these issues, adapt to this change, and to help them develop their soft skills that cannot be taught in the classroom.
Due to the pandemic, it was hard to communicate and network effectively in the new virtual environment. As a result, many of our members lacked the opportunity to develop some of their soft skills. Personally, for me, I realized I needed to grow in this area when I had an interview in the fall and failed to truly connect with the recruiter. Due to this, I decided to join this team to tackle this problem. We decided that the best course of action would be to host a 2-day advanced interviewing workshop focused on developing our members' soft skills. We hope that our members would be able to adapt to the new challenges they face in this new environment. Before this event, we expected that our program would help our members get an advantage in the interview process by knowing what it's like for through the interviewer's perspective.
The Advanced Interviewing Workshop is a 2-day workshop. The first day of the workshop was an open discussion coaching session hosted by former KPMG partner Mike Draves. This session introduced the changes in the recruiting process brought by the pandemic. Specifically, Mike Draves explained the interview process from the interviewer's perspective and openly discussed with members about interviewing techniques. On the second day, we hosted one-on-one mock interviews with Zeta Theta chapter alumni. The second day serves to help members practice the skills learned from day one, specifically with our chapter alumni that have interviewing experiences. This opportunity not only offered interview experience for our members, but also expanded our members' connection within the chapter. After all, this experience allowed our members to grow as individuals and was a huge success. Zheng will now share our evaluation on the workshop.
There were 7 chapter alumni who kindly volunteered to be the mock interviewers for the second day of the workshop. By having a 2-day event, the chapter's members have gained experience in the recruiting process. After receiving constructive feedback from Professor Mike Draves and earning the opportunity to have a one-on-one interview with accounting field professionals, our members had the chance to develop their professional skills and further enhance their interpersonal and professional communication skills beyond the classroom setting. This event also helped our members better prepare for future interviews. Next, I will pass it on to Hui-Wen to talk about our future plans. In the future, we plan to hold this practical skill workshop every spring semester. It complements the existing fall semester networking workshop. As we mentioned before, this advanced interviewing workshop targets students who experience the transition of going from high school to college. They learning virtually without able to being the next to peers, so their interpersonal and soft skills were not development. Even beyond the pandemic, this workshop bring tremendous benefit to students as it allows students to learn advanced interview skills beyond the classroom setting. We are also creating a manual is including workshop details such as alumni contact directory, email templates, mock interview sign-up sheet, and a feedback form. This manual will be a guideline for chapter members and make it easier for future members to organize this workshop. Now, Katrina will go over our team reflection.
Overall, this was a wonderful experience on behalf of the team. We really enjoyed networking with alumni who wanted to give back to our chapter, as well as learn about tips and tricks regarding recruiting. We really look forward to impacting your chapter further in the long run. Thank you very much for your time.